And next is one of my favorites. I can see her there. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me okay? I'm not. Is there feedback?
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Nope,
Because
no
every time
feedback.
I try earbuds, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you.
You can? Okay. Is it pre-dinner or post-dinner?
Post-dinner. Hubby brought KFC today. They were out for a little bit while I was digging. And that's actually part of what I want to talk about, which not really business related, but I kind of want to talk about, I'm so excited about this, cellular memory and quantum memory and how we're able to remind ourselves and go back. So and just to give you my example and a testament to how your teachings are already helping me or have been helping me. So a few weeks ago, I started digging. I told you we talked about combining overlap, doing stuff while the kids are outside, blah, blah, blah. So I was making a nice workspace, something nice to look at. Last year was shit for me health-wise. I couldn't lift anything. I couldn't do any of the yard work. Everything kind of went to crap, okay? So when I came out here this year, I set my expectations really low. I'm like, I'm going to get this little bit done, this little bit done, this little bit done. I am lifting freaking concrete H blocks with one hand now, and it's been like 2 weeks. And I want to, yeah. And I just dug this whole freaking trench, like a foot deep and like, I don't know, 40 feet long in like 2 hours. So I'm hoping you can, that's a testament to this fact that this stuff works. It's building my confidence, which is carrying over into my business. I managed to sew 50 masks in a matter of 1 day, which I thought it was going to take me like 2 weeks. And so can you maybe tie this kind of all together, how that's the dumb cellular memory and then the quantum memory and how like I'm building my strength and I'm kind of, my body's like remembering, like you can do this. Because I'm experiencing it. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, well, you know, no accidents, right? You came to a speech of mine in Pennsylvania, I believe, and it had been, you know, in a bad place. And all we needed to do was change the memory of your cells so it would talk to your subconscious, and we'd get rid of those negative subconscious thoughts that I'm weak, I'm sick, I can't make money. You had all these subconscious beliefs that also were communicating to your quantum memory, which is what you inherited, right? And if you look at your parents, your grandparents, and your great-grandparents, you'll see that they have this tenacity that you have, this work ethic that you have, this kindness, generosity. You were in a really bad place, and you especially made my son's favorite shirt, which is the game time decision making. My dad game time, right? He wears it all the time, and it was a gift that, you know, you came to my speech, but this is how the universe works within the context of you, is how this thing comes through us. I'll tell you how it comes through us. One, we receive what we ask for, okay? And we receive what we focus in on. We receive what we pay attention and give intention to. You started to give intention and attention to some of the thoughts that I was having and some of the words that I was giving and the books that I was writing. You were giving attention and intention. And your memory, your cellular memory, every day was picking it up. And all of a sudden, your subconscious started putting different thoughts that I can have everything, right? Why not a warehouse? Why not my own business? Why not a house? Why can't me and my husband have a job? Even more importantly to me, I don't get sick, right?
It's freaking crazy. Like I mean, granted, most of us have been home. My daughter's going out. My husband's going to work. We've had a couple people over, and I haven't had so much as a sniffle, except for
when I met you, you were sick every single day. You could barely come see me. You could barely come see me. You were so weak. And so what happens is you keep pounding yourself with things that feed you, and you get stronger. The ideas, the people, the books, you know, and you showing up every time, listening and asking questions and reading the right stuff. Pretty soon, right? Now it becomes easier because your subconscious, while you're sleeping, is telling you you're healthy, is telling you you're wealthy, is telling you you can do it. And so when you wake up, instead of hearing all the I can't do it, you now hear I can do it. And so when you see something now, you're like, oh, I can do that. You see a block, it's like, oh, there's no way I could pick that up. No, it's like one-handed, no problem. And I'm going to dig the trench, and I'm going to make money. I'm going to do what used to take me, you know, a lifetime. I'm going to do it in one day. I'm going to make all this money in one day and make even more. You're limitless now. You're living in the continuum from the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. And what's happening is it works with you because the frequency that you're sending out, you've activated your old DNA. The good
that's it, because I've never told anybody this story, but when I was pregnant with Jameson, right before I got diagnosed, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, like so bad, but they couldn't do anything because I was 8 months pregnant. And it didn't even dawn on me at the time that it was a big deal, but when I went back after I had him, after my 6-week checkup, it was completely gone. And they were checking charts to make sure they retested, like, there's no way that this can happen. It was, what, 8 weeks between the visits. And it was so bad, the doctor didn't know what to do, and it just went away. So that's what I've been, like, that story popped in my head the other day. And I'm like, I freaking beat cancer. Why can't I do all this other shit? Like, you know, people don't do that every day, you know? So it's just, and I wanted to talk to you to I love your explanation. So keep going. I just wanted to throw that in there because it is memory. I am going back to that.
Yeah. And you cancel. I see you all the time, and you've said it to me on the phone. You know, you can't, when things are negative, you just cancel it. It's not going to take effect, right? Your husband lost his job for a little while. There was no complaining. You were no victim. It was like, okay, good. I'm going to do this now. And you just through, you know, here, the 2020 normally to most people is the toughest year in a long, long time. And it's your best year, right? And it's going to get better.
Yeah.
And it's going to get better. And so that's the continuum from conscious, subconscious. That's why in unconscious, we have to control our data input. We have to control with the people and the ideas, what we're inputting, and beyond control it, I say, seek what you want. You know, the first thing that we do is stop thinking about it and fire friends and, you know, read the right stuff. But once we start seeking the stuff now, right, you're actually anticipating and seeking what you want. There's no, I'm just going to control the negative thoughts now. It's like, I see the warehouse down the street I'm going to buy, David. I see it, and it's going to come to me, and I keep making more money, and I'm going to have a big business someday, and I'm going to hire you to speak to my company.
Right?
I know it's going to happen, and I will come and do it as well, and I'll be so proud of you. Awesome.
The one other thing I wanted to throw in there too is you talked to somebody about letting go of the guilt when you're doing well. And that was like the last little key that I needed, because I was afraid to talk to people because I felt guilty because they're having a horrible time. And I'm like, oh, everything's great over here. But like, I was feeling guilty about that. And instead of feeling guilty, I try to offer help where I can. And if they're not open to receiving help, then that's all I can do. Send them lots of love and understanding. But yeah,
wow, you must have a good mentor. That sounds like good advice.
Right? The best.
That's good.
So
you nailed it. Yeah, guilt is an ego-based emotion. I know in my Jewish culture, they would probably be mad at me for saying guilt is bad, but it is really, you cannot be poor enough to make someone rich. You can't be sick enough to make someone well. But I promise you, you can be rich enough to make a lot of people rich. And that's what my goal is to do, is to be rich enough to make all of you rich in a variety of ways.
Yes, thank you so much for explaining that more. And I'm going to save this so I can play it back.
It's all yours, my friend. Say hi to the family. Enjoy your backyard.
I will. Thank you.
Bye-bye.